kind of can you sum up your overall feelings about the way the season went for you?
Yeah, man, a lot of learning, a lot of ups and downs, of course. A lot of good, a lot of bad, but I think you kind of see, the talent that we have and where things could be. So I think guys are taking the right approach. Especially me of just going into the off season with the right mindset of just trying to improve and get better.
Robert has talked to us in the last week or two about how this place is not going to give up on you, and he's been very bullish on your future here. How do you feel about it, given what's taken place, particularly this year, which has obviously been rocky?
Yeah, it's been tough, and it's nice to have that. So for me, it's what can I control, and that's approaching and attacking every single day of just going out there and just giving everything for the guys around me and everything that we play for, and really, I'm excited because of the way this year's gone. I'm excited about the off season of being able to attack it and know the things I want to work on and work on those.
Salah said that he would want you to sort of decompress, get away from football, go read a book, is what he said exactly. Like, what are your plans immediately?
Yeah, I want to get to work obviously as soon as possible. But there's going to be a little bit of that, just going home and decompressing. I'm sure kind of putting a plan together. But yeah, I'd say really, I want to get to work. I'm eager to try and improve and find those things.
So now that you kind of had a chance to, I guess, assess everything that's kind of happened this year, do you feel like maybe you weren't necessarily the same after that injury that you suffered in Philly? Like, did that knee kind of plague you a little bit throughout the year?
I don't think so. I mean, I would say maybe besides just the stuff of just I probably lost a little bit of weight and stuff like that, and just not being there maybe. But I think in the NFL you have the ability to sit and learn almost as well as if you were playing from the guys that are out there just by watching. And I definitely had the opportunities to do that. And so I would say, was that annoying? Absolutely. But did it plague anything? I don't think so. I would never use that as an excuse.
We've kind of seen throughout, the sports in general now. I mean, players have more of a say now than probably ever before. Where if they're unhappy, they can initiate a change and see a new scenery. For you, like, the Jets have made it clear, like, they want to keep you here, they want to keep developing you.
Right.
But if an opportunity isn't here to start necessarily, would you want a change of scenery? Like, is that something you would be interested in?
Right. It's tough because it's really kind of out of my control, and I love this franchise and what they've given me in my life and the coaching staff and everybody that we have. And so for me, it's, all right, I'm going to approach this offseason the way that I know how, and I'm going to give everything to the guys that, have supported me along the way and just try and approach it and attack it and get better and, and control the things that I can. So when things like that come up, wherever way things go, I'm able to kind of handle them and be ready for any opportunity.
But do you want to be here?
Yeah, absolutely, I do, and I think it's because this is a special place and the people here are special, and this locker room is full of special guys that I truly think are people that you'd play really hard for, and they're special.
Do you consider yourself the starting quarterback for next year?
It's out of my control, and for me, I think it's the same mindset of it doesn't matter, because whether I go in there as the 1, the 2, the 3, I'm gonna work to prove that I should be, and that's gonna be the mindset. I'm gonna go in there and approach and attack every single day like I deserve to be.
To go off, you kind of answered this a little bit, but if it does come down to you have to go out there and compete to be the starting quarterback, is that something you're willing to do?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Competition brings out the best in everybody, and that's what gets you to this level is being a competitor and being able to kind of lay it all out there. And so for me, it's, I'm open to always, there's competition this year, whether they want to say it's someone else next year. There's competition always. Best players should always play, and so I need to use that motivation to just keep competing and get better.
Is that frustrating to be at this stage in your career and feel like you still have to prove yourself to this team?
No, absolutely not. And I think when I got to the NFL, you have that mindset. Just because you got drafted doesn't mean you're guaranteed that position or whatever. You have to earn that every single rep, every single year. And so, it really goes back to that again. I have to be able to prove that. I have to prove it to myself more than anything of just going in and attacking it every single day.
Zach, even though you're going to be going into year 3, because of what's transpired here, do you almost feel like you're back to ground zero and just kind of starting over again? I mean, is it really truly a career reboot for you, as Robert's talked a bit?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be things I adjust. I think this off season, as far as just trying to get myself prepared, and it's obviously the experiences that you have. You understand what you want to work on and get better at, and so for me, it's just how can I apply those and get as much repetition as possible.
There's the thought out there that this organization didn't do right by you because they benched you twice after drafting you second overall, and that they didn't do everything possible to make you maximize your potential. Do you feel the organization's been 100% behind you in your development?
I mean, I know that we have the right guys here, you know, and I know they're making the best decision for this organization and for the team. And it's always easy in hindsight to try and point at what things went what way, you know, but you never have any idea how this season could have turned one way or the other. And so for me, it's, again, a big point for me this year was just controlling what I can. And, again, that's out of my control. And I knew it was. And so I think for me is, okay, what are the things I can control? It's how I attack every single day in practice and how I hang out with the guys. And, you know, I think that's the stuff that's really important.
Zach, Michael LaFleur told us the other day, we spoke to him last week, he felt like he hasn't done a good enough job with you developing. He took quite a bit on himself there. What was your reaction to that? And I'm sure you must have heard his comments, and I'm sure you've spoken since then.
Yeah, I haven't done enough for him, man. And, you know, I wish I'd played better for him, for everybody in this locker room. And the cool thing is that all of us are going to approach it the same way. Everybody in this locker room, Mike LaFleur, myself, we're going to go back and be like, how can we improve? You know, let's watch the tape. Let's look at the season, the ups and downs of it all. How can we get better?
Zach, when you've reflected on the season, I'm sure you've started thinking about it. Just what went wrong in your minds for you?
It's tough. I think it's the NFL. I think that's really the best way to explain it. Is the NFL is what went wrong, and there's a lot of talented people out there, a lot of talented players, good coaching, good schemes, and everything is momentum and runs. And sometimes things go well, and sometimes things go bad, and it's those that can finish.
In hindsight, do you think you should have started your career as a backup, as LaFleur mentioned?
Well, the competitor in me is never going to say that. I mean, I absolutely was looking forward to that, and even now, I'm going to be the player I'm going to be because of that, you know. And so I'm extremely grateful for the opportunities that I have, and opportunity is always an opportunity, and I need to be able to make the most of those.
You said you're a competitor, so if they come to you in March and say, look, we're going to keep you, we like you, we're going to develop you, but we're signing veteran X to be our starter, how would you feel?
Yeah, I'm gonna make that dude's life hell in practice every day. You know, I'm gonna go out there and do my best to just show the coaches that I deserve to be there. And you know, and it's not in a negative way, it's a positive way. It's making everybody else, you know, better hopefully, and you go out there and you just attack every single day.
In some ways, Zach, does this remind you at all of your third year at BYU when the job wasn't guaranteed to you and some other guys had played because you were injured? And
Yeah,
you tried to win the
it
job
reminds
back?
you of football, right? It's like the ups and downs of like life in general, and it makes you tougher at the end of the day, and you got to be able to just, you know, put your head down and work, and you know, lean on that support of the guys around you, and you know, if you keep doing the right things will work out.
Zach, this has obviously been a challenging year. What do you think you've learned about it or about yourself, and how do you think this year has changed you?
Yeah, a lot. You know, I think, you know, I'm getting that tougher skin for sure. There's definitely things I need to keep improving at, but, you know, just trusting in those around you. You know, these guys in the locker room, you know, they understand every single day when we come to work. And so the ability to just kind of lean on those guys, you know, your support system, and then, you know, things that I've learned. I mean, you know, where do I start? It's been a season full of just learning. And so, you know, technique and everything, I'm going to go back to just watching the film and seeing what plays specifically I could do better on. And, you know, I'm truly excited to attack that.